let's break down season 4, episode 8 of The Kardashians, since the trailer is out and this is releasing on Hulu next Wednesday. Hey everyone, it's Hannah Fletcher. Welcome back to Shared News. We're going to be talking all about the trailer for the upcoming episode of The Kardashians, and we have a lot to talk about. But before we do so, I personally think that you guys should definitely be following along with this season. The latest episode I found to be very entertaining. I think that we had quite a few condensed storylines overall. I think that it was very, like I mentioned, entertaining. It was funny. It was very exciting to be able to see the shenanigans that Kris Jenner obviously was going through with Khloe, with this hologram situation. And what I loved about that the most is the fact that Kris was following up with sheer comedy in response to such a heartfelt and passionate and at times very tense conversation with Khloe. And we also got to see Kim as her relationship with Kris really played out on screen. One of the things that I loved about last episode was the fact that I know that Chris Appleton is a great person. I know that he's been Kim's hairstylist for years, but to be able to see more screen time of him made me super excited. I really enjoyed it. And I think that it was just a really fun episode. I think that we have a lot to look forward to, and I think that the drama is really going to get kicked up with this next episode. So let's take a look and break down the trailer.
Next on The Kardashians.
In this family, if you do something to one of us, it affects everyone.
I'm in a place now where I can own up to the mistakes I made.
Okay, so as we know, everybody is, well, not everybody, but a handful of people so far this season are very much Team Tristan. I don't know why. I will never understand why. Now, it looks like, obviously, these two are talking. You know, he's getting yet again more screen time from Khloe, more opportunity to just be on the show. But I think that this is going to be a very interesting dynamic. I don't exactly know what is prompting him to want to begin talking to family members and actively swaying their opinions. I find it to be just fascinating. I find it to be borderline disturbing that he thinks that he can just sway people's opinions and have sit-down conversations with them after everything that he did wrong. However, you know, I mean, we'll have to see how this pans out, but I'm really hoping that Khloe is not put in a position here to where she needs to actually hear Tristan out, because quite frankly, I just don't think that he deserves that. So let's take a look at the next clip.
Tristan is coming over. I do feel a little nervous.
Everyone got affected differently, you know, but I think you were affected the most.
Okay, this right here, this strikes a nerve because we have not seen in a public scheme of things. I'm sure behind the scenes there have been exchanges between Tristan and Kylie. I'm sure that they've never not interacted since the whole Jordan Woods situation a few years ago. But the fact that this is taking place on camera right now, this is a big discussion. This is going to be a big moment. We've never seen in a public setting Tristan and Kylie really interacting. And I have a feeling they're going to be talking about what happened years ago with Jordan Woods. And even for him mentioning that, you know, she was the most affected by the situation. I don't know where he's going with this. I'm really wondering how much information is he really going to volunteer and chalk up about what took place between him and Jordan? You know, I mean, I kind of look at it this way. Tristan should be looking at Kylie as a little sister figure because of the age difference, because of the fact that, I mean, he was with her sister for years. So I don't understand why he wouldn't chalk up Jordan to that level. So this right here, I am very eager to see. I'm going to hear every single word of what this man has to say. And I wasn't expecting to see him and Kylie on screen, but the fact that they're making it happen, I mean, something clearly has transpired or it's given. I'm really hoping that obviously Kylie is not Team Tristan as well. That would be so odd given so many different reasons. But I'm really curious to see what information he does volunteer about what took place that night. Also, I just think it's really fascinating that we've seen Jordan and Kylie reconnecting. They're friends again. We don't exactly know a hardcore timeline of what that looks like. I'm sure that they reconnected behind the scenes before we saw photos of them out rekindling their friendship in a public manner. Also, I'm hoping that in this moment, Tristan is really taking this opportunity to divulge the full story, because we have somewhat heard Jordan's side of what went down. If you guys remember the Red Table Talk discussion, you know, I think that she gave her side of everything, but I'm curious to know, we obviously heard that a bunch of other sources and Khloe herself even spoke up and mentioned that that wasn't true and denying a lot of what it is that she tried to set the record straight about on Red Table Talk. So maybe Tristan's point of view can really connect the dots and kind of tell the full story. And I just think that this is going to be very telling. And this is genuinely like one of the most important parts, I think, of this episode that I am looking forward to seeing, because I just want to hear what he has to say, to be quite frank. So let's move on to the next clip.
scale of 1 to 10, how scared are you?
Tristan and I really have not connected, and I just can't fake it.
Do you feel anything?
When I
Yeah.
cheat, I feel disgusted the next day.
So then why do you do it again?
Okay. I don't know. Kourtney is different this season. I love her. I mean, I've never had a real issue with Kourtney. I just always felt like it was always Kourtney versus everybody else. And I really just like her this season. I think that her energy is really great. The fact that she's having this conversation with Tristan, I like that a few episodes ago we really gained perspective on Kourtney's like idea of Tristan. And I really like that she is sticking to the idea that she is not supportive of him. You hurt my sister. That is her MO, and it should be. And that is exactly where she is holding firm to this. I think the fact that she's also mentioning about how he feels when he cheats and calling him out on like, well, why do you do that again if you don't feel good about it? You know, I think that is going to be a very telling answer as well. You know, I think it is kind of fascinating to learn Tristan's side of what his brain is thinking, but I don't believe that this is a genuine apology tour that he is on when it comes to speaking with the family members, especially now. He's talking with the family members that don't seem to primarily interact with him and don't seem like they want to. So I just think it's really fascinating that they're having this discussion. I like that she is on Team Chloe. And I mean, quite frankly, I feel like Kourtney is representative of all of us fans, all of us audience members that are on the outside looking in. You know, she realizes the caliber of what this man has done. And that's that on that. She is holding him accountable and no one else seems to be. So I'm very glad that Kourtney is stepping into this position. And I'm excited to also see how this conversation pans out on camera as well. So let's take a look at the next clip.
We're in New York City shooting the cover of Time magazine. It's our first Met fitting.
I have acting class at midnight, you guys.
All right, so we see Kim. Obviously, she's doing Kim things. The fact that she has acting class at midnight is crazy. Last episode, she had a spray tan at like 1:30 in the morning. This woman is just constantly accomplishing things into the wee hours of the evening. I'm excited to obviously see the Time 100 shoot. I think that that's a huge, huge legacy to be able to have attached to who you are. So that's a huge honor, and I'm very excited for her to be able to show us behind the scenes. Obviously, I feel like we're going to see a lot of Kim doing Kim this episode. I feel like we've seen her do a bunch of different things, and now we're going to see her doing more in alignment with like, what is the old Kim K work? What does that look like? The photo shoots, the glam, the conversations. I feel like we're going to get a little bit more of old Kim this episode as opposed to the lawyer Kim and the mom Kim. I think we're getting more of the OG Kim from the other seasons of the reality show. So I think this will be exciting. I'm excited to see the photo shoot. I really like everything that she's wearing, even with the Met. You know, obviously Carl's cat did not work out. That is not her date to the Met whatsoever. So also it's a cat. Could you imagine wearing that to the Met and like your cat, like it wouldn't work. The cat would get stuck. It would snag. It'd be horrible. So maybe it's for the best that Carl's cat didn't end up working out for her. But let's move on to the next clip.
I see something you don't see. You're gonna burn out.
All right, so we hear Kris saying that she's going to burn out. I thought that this was really interesting because here's the thing. At the end of the day, Kris is their manager. She's taking a good chunk of percentage of money from every single opportunity that these girls take on, you know? So I'm kind of wondering in the back of my mind, just putting on my critic's cap here for a second, I'm wondering if Kris didn't almost take a page out of the book from the conversation with her and Chloe. You know, last episode, we saw Chloe and Kris talking about how she's really a manager and she's obviously a mom, but there is such a blurred line between that. And I'm kind of wondering if Kris isn't able to put on her mom cap and take off the manager one and be like, look, you're doing so many great things. You've mentioned that you would like to slow down, but you won't. Like, is this really maybe Kris actually taking a note from the conversation that she had with her other daughter, Chloe, and really wondering like, hey, you know, you're achieving a lot. You know, it's okay to take a little bit of a break, especially for, I mean, Kim's age, her net worth, who she is. If Kim wants to take a break, she could easily bounce back, in my opinion, and be totally fine. So I like that Kris is taking a more TLC approach to this. I'm wondering to know, obviously, how it sticks and what this conversation is going to look like. But I'm proud of Kris for switching from momager to mom in this instance. I think that that's growth on Kris's behalf for sure. So let's move on to our next clip.
So guys, I'm having a baby.
I'm 5 months pregnant. Tomorrow, we are doing our gender reveal.
You're telling me the day before. That's so Kourtney.
This right here. I have so many questions about this. So obviously she's 5 months pregnant. So obviously here we're getting teased with the fact that she's 5 months pregnant. You know, I'm excited. This is a part that I've been excited for this whole season. I want to get as much information as I can into how the pregnancy obviously happened, finding out, obviously her telling Travis via the concert, you know, publicly anyway. So I'm excited for this part. This is what I've personally been waiting for because I'm so glad that she was able to get pregnant with Travis. A, given her age, but B, also the fact that who doesn't want to have at least one child with the person that they are truly in love with and that's truly their soulmate. So this part though with Kris being involved, and the day before she's finding out that there's a gender reveal, that tells me that there's a little bit of something going on. There's got to be a little bit of drama. I could never imagine if I were going to have a party of any type during a pregnancy and not telling my parents until the day before. That is such a slap in the face. So I'm half wondering what it is that's going on behind the scenes, or maybe was Kris made aware and like maybe she just forgot or something like that. I doubt it. But who knows? You know, I mean, Kris is so busy, but I'm really, really curious to know what is going on behind the scenes here. Why is she allegedly only finding out a day before? Something has got to be going on because Kris and Kourtney, I feel like, have always had such a tense relationship. I feel like their relationship is maybe the weakest out of Kris and all of her girls. You know, obviously it's her mom and she loves her, but I think that they definitely have a lot more trials and tribulations than the dynamic between obviously like Kris and Kim or Kris and Kylie. So we'll have to see what it is that's going on and taking place behind the scenes. But yeah, I am shocked to find out that her mom is finding out the day before. I have to know all of the details surrounding that. And I guess we're just gonna have to wait till next week to do so. So let's go on to our next clip.
Everyone! The gender reveal is starting!
Let's go. Let's do this, Kourt.
I love surprises.
All right, so obviously we see the gender reveal. I think this is really cute. I really loved watching all of the behind the scenes unfold on social media. I loved watching all of the pictures as they were being posted to Instagram. So I'm really excited about this. I'm half wondering too, we have seen in trailers in the past where obviously there's a teaser, but it may not be included in the next exact episode. It might be in the one after that. So I'm really hoping that in this case, we see next week with a lot of the Tristan stuff. I'm hoping that we kind of get that out of the way so we can really focus on a Kourtney-centric, a Kourtney-oriented episode. I think that she has so much to give to us in terms of like baby content, and I'm sure she wants to. So I'm hoping that we get a whole episode that's dedicated to Kourtney. Otherwise, there's a lot packed in next week's episode, if not. But I feel like this is definitely a sneak peek to keep us on the edge of our seat. And maybe even at the end of next week's episode, we'll start to get a peek into it. But my prediction and my hope is that we're seeing a whole Kourtney episode of everything involving the excitement of this baby and all of the events obviously surrounding the excitement of the birth of baby Rocky. So we'll have to see, but I'm very excited for this. And I'm just so happy for her. I think that she deserves it all. And I'm really, really excited to see how this pans out. I'm very excited. I think that there's going to be a lot to see in this upcoming episode. Honestly, this is everything that I've been excited for. You know, I feel like we got a lot of fun, curated filler content. I feel like I do like this season more than the last one. I will say that at this point. I think it's safe to say that this one is more entertaining at least. But I'm very excited for next week's episode. We're going to finally start to get everything that we've been seeing in the headlines over the past handful of months. So yeah, I'm very excited about it. Let me know all of your thoughts down below in the comments section. Let me know where you guys stand in terms of the season. Are you guys loving it, liking it? Are you eh? Are you guys excited about this next upcoming episode? Let me know all of your thoughts again in the comments section. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to go ahead and give this video a like, hit the subscribe button and turn those notifications on so you don't miss out on any of our future uploads, especially when it comes to everything involving the Kardashians. As always, I'm your host, Hannah Fletcher. You guys can follow me on social media. My handle is right there on the screen. So come on over and say hello, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye, guys.